Hi, it's Glenda, and today I'm gonna show you how to make some chocolate hearts with soap. Right now I'm just preparing the drizzle portion of it by just rolling a small piece of soap dough into a very thin snake. But I wanted to show you that this brown soap dough came from this. This was, I was making some soap, I had some leftover, and I decided to color the leftover with cocoa powder, and it looked like a dark brown when I poured it, but then when it saponified it became this beige on the outside, like a tan, but when I opened it, it was darker on the inside. Now this was very sticky, but I realized that since the inside was darker, it may work. I did add some brown pigment powder, and the pigment also helped absorb some of the moisture, so that in the end it gave me this kind of brown that it actually acts quite well as soap dough. But anyway, if you ever color your soap with cocoa powder, this may happen, and just know that your brown is in the inside still. I'm just gonna grab a piece of the brown soap dough, and I'm going to roll it in my palms to create a round shape. And it doesn't have to be round, actually more like oval will work. But whichever shape you have, once I have it, I'm just going to squeeze it in between my palms, and then I'll have something like this. So once I have this shape, I'm going to start making a tip by pressing, and this will be the bottom part of the heart. And then I'm gonna go back and press again in between my two palms to preserve that shape. And then on the top, I'm going to but just create a cut right there for the top of the heart. So once I have this, I'm going to start moving that tip to create the peaks of the heart, like so. And it's not quite an excellent heart, so I'm still going to adjust so that it's more even. So I'm just pressing like so, and the pressing creates this thicker shape at the bottom. So I'm gonna come back and press it between my palms so that we go back to what a chocolate heart should look like. This one side I think is better, so this will be my front. And the snakes that I was doing earlier, I'm going to start applying them on a diagonal pattern, just to create the effect of the, in this case it will be like white chocolate drizzle. Now you could probably do an actual drizzle with soap, I think, if you're careful enough. And I'm just pressing on the back to adhere it to the heart. And you don't want it to just this be in a very regular pattern, because when you drizzle, it actually goes in a very quick random motion. So I'm trying to put stripes instead of like a uneven shape as well. Some of them are falling off. It might help to add a little bit of rubbing alcohol here, or water, to act like a glue, or I may spray it later just to make sure that it adheres. But that's pretty much it. Another way to do it is with a mold. Here I have a resin mold, which is a hard plastic. Ideally a silicone mold will be better because the soap dough will release easier. However, I'm using this one and I'm going to be using some plastic wrap to keep it from sticking to the mold. And I'm pretty much just rolling some soap dough, the brown one, and then I'm wrapping it with the saran wrap, and I'm trying to make it tight so that there is not many creases. And then I just push it into the mold, and I do try to fill the cavity. And then I try to clean the edges. Here I did it too quick, so you will see that there is some edges on the back that I will need to clean up. So I tried again, and this time I used more soap dough than I thought it was needed. And then I did try to smooth what will be the front of the heart before even adding the saran wrap. Then I pressed it again against the cavity, and I did try to do a better job at not having those extra edges by just pushing the soap dough in along the same line of the cavity. And then I had, I think, a better heart. It looks smoother. I did have some wrinkle portions on one edge, and I just smoothed those over with my finger. However, a rubber smoothing tool will also come handy for this. I did overall some minor adjustments, and then I was ready to add the drizzle effect. This time I used a fresher soap dough piece, so it was more sticky. It was still a little bit moist, so I didn't have the same issues as I had before of it peeling off. Next is the miniature chocolate covered strawberry. I actually did not have any more red soap dough, so I decided to make the strawberry out of the brown soap dough entirely. And to give the illusion that it was chocolate covered strawberry instead of a solid chocolate strawberry, what I did is that I made a hole, sort of. I pushed a cavity into the top of the strawberry, and I'm just gonna fill it in with if I had red soap dough, I will use red. In this case, the closest thing that I have is pink, so I'm using pink just as a matter of illustration. Now on the making of the strawberries, I do have a complete video that I'm going to include below, and it covers more details on how to make strawberries. And I did try to just give this one the same shape and added some effects to act like leaves, and that was pretty much it. And now I'm going to show you how to make the miniature chocolate bars. For this, I'm using soap dough that's already hardened, or soap that's already like solid, pure, kind of. I suppose you could try it with soft soap dough, but I've never tried it myself that way. So what I do is that I cut a small portion of it, and this is sort of like uneven colors, so it's not ideal. But pretty much I just cut a rectangle out of it. And the easiest way is just to have a what's the name of this? It's like a V-shaped cutter, and I'm gonna put a link on the description box. I think you could also use like a linoleum cutter, because with that, you know, if this was the cutter, you just go like this, and like that. It's really easy. Now I don't have mine with me here, so I'm just going to use the knife at angles to create the effect of the chocolate mold. So I'm pretty much just cutting. You could either go like this from the top to the bottom, or just go like that on each corner. And then you do the same in the middle. You cut at an angle, not very deep. You just want to cut the first like 1/8 of an inch on one side, and then on the other, then you have that crease, and then you do the same for each section of the chocolate bar. Now this is more delicate. You need to make sure you don't cut yourself. And it's a little uneven. Like this portion is gonna be bigger than that one, so I may have to cut this like so to make it more even. But yeah, this works best with hardened soap, because then you can do all the cuts. But that's it. Bye.